So when did you get diagnosed with diabetes?
So I got diagnosed 26 years ago when I was about 4 years old. And I remember I had an interesting experience asking my mother recently what it was like, and I think it's, as a parent, having a child who has diabetes is tough.
How did you find your family developing with diabetes?
Yeah, I think it's tough for a family, where you need to change the life and change the pace for when someone has diabetes. And from my own experience, I think it might be harder for the parents than it is for myself, the son. And that takes a lot of adjustment, but we live a happy life. We're going skiing next week, and hasn't stopped us from anything.
So being someone that's travelled the world and different areas in the world, how would you say you found diabetes across different countries?
It's different.
Yeah.
It's you need to be prepared for where you go and make sure you have your glucose meter with you and your insulin and enough needles and all that stuff. But I've been impressed with the service in the UK. I think with the NHS, it's this team-based approach to care has been very good. So the UK has been good for me.
Personally, what is your experiences with diabetes?
I think I'm pretty lucky. I take care of it well. I've taken responsibility for it, and diabetes is part of my life, but it doesn't control my life. And I just take care of it every day and get on with it and concentrate on things other than diabetes for the most part. But yeah, and part of living with diabetes, I've run half marathons. I've done the longest ski race in the world. I did London Triathlon. It hasn't stopped me from doing anything really.
Have you found that taking insulin, you have to alter that when you're in sports, and the ways you go about that?
Yeah, definitely. The tough thing for me is often when I start really training and get going and preparing for a race, and the beginning part is usually challenging to get it right. But after a week or 2 weeks, then you kind of get into the rhythm and start figuring it out.
What is Timesulin?
So Timesulin is an idea that I had, and what it aims to do is help people who take insulin avoid missed or double injections.
How would you say Timesulin helps individual people with diabetes?
The whole thing is, for those of us living with diabetes, myself 26 years as a type 1, we have to deal with this stuff every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what Timesulin aims to do is make it a little bit easier for all of us every single day.
Where did the idea come from?
The idea came from my own experiences and taking my insulin 4 times per day. It happens to the best of us that sometimes we forget. So what we wanted to do is design a simple way to help people remember when they last took their insulin.
So what's Timesulin's plans for the future?
Yeah, the idea is to try to figure out how everyone that has this problem would get this into their hands and give them a product which is affordable and helps improve the balance of life for those of us with diabetes and be safer. And then plans for the future is other ideas that we have help people with diabetes live better, safer lives.
Is Timesulin a worldwide project?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They say there's 366 million people in the world living with diabetes. Now, we may not be able to help everyone, but there's a lot of people out there that need a lot of help, and that's what we're trying to do.